Hi YouTube. How are y'all doing today? I'm tired, man. I'll be honest, I just finished a long day of just grinding a dream, going out to places, being social. And I had a moment this morning where I went back to campus, sat on the bench, or a fountain actually. Just look at the sky, stood there for like 5 minutes, took a nap for like 10 minutes, woke up. Two people asked, "Are you okay?" And I looked at them and walked away, did not answer their question. Part of me kind of like wishes this was all like a prank, you know? This was all like a joke, you know? Like, I'm gonna wake up the next day, everything's gonna be fine. But then I just wake up, look at my ceiling, and I'm like, it's not. My friend asked me a question today. Why did I go to Belmont? Why did I at school? And for me, this is something I've been struggling with my whole life, like the environment I was born with. I thought that if I went to the best university in Nashville, the one that offered me $250,000 scholarship, free housing, free food, all these possible connections, and a social media major, that maybe, just maybe I could get something to help me out. Something. Something. But instead, I walked out with nowhere to live, $100 to my name and a piece of paper. And I've been through so many hellish experiences in that college that sharpened me to become a stronger person. That at what point does it matter? Does it really matter how strong you become if you can't live far enough to actually experience it? And I don't want this to be dark and whatever. I'm just real. I'll just say what I'm thinking in my mind is, and I just want to talk about my scheduled videos, everything, because I feel like it's very easy to get lost in the hype. Very easy to get lost in a moment. But like when I was after I graduated college and I moved in here, this was like the very first time I've had my own room. Throughout before high school, I had to share a room with my brother who would always harass me. In college, I had to live with roommates who would always get her on. Junior year, I did get my own room for that 1 year, but I didn't have any money, so might as well not even in my room. And I thought this place was it. You know, my friend offered. I said, "Hey, it's a good deal, 700 a month. This place will be nice." And then like you can like work two, you can beg your job to work a couple more weeks. Tell your brother to stay there to stay with him for at least 1 or 2 months, and then move out. And I was like, sure. And then UPS, the job I worked after college, treated me like crap so much that they ended up firing me. And then my brother wanted me to stay in his room by paying 400 a month with his horrible wife. And I told him I'd rather be homeless and die than live with y'all. That's how bad it got. Came here, thought, this is a nice room. This is a place. I had a whole plan. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna relax here, recover, get use my degree, get resources, get a job, like get like an actual job, not like a warehouse job, not a job like a Dollar Tree where I feel overqualified for. Like a real genuine job that I grinded. I worked so hard for 4 years for, earned a scholarship for something. Instead, I was rewarded with my car breaking down, having to work a third shift at a warehouse that I hated, that my body wanted to leave. But then I realized if I left for even a moment, I would have nowhere to go and no money, and it would be game over already. And it just like, and I had to come up with like an emergency plan. And my emergency plan was like, okay, for these 6 months, I'm just gonna ignore my strategic side of myself. Focus on like learning lessons for brute forcing it. Every day at the warehouse job, I would reflect for 10 hours a day about everything. Think about every scenario. Think about what I want. And then I'm like, I was broken. It got to 4 months in, and I'm like, and there was a cycle where I finally got my car fixed. I finally got my car out of the mechanic. I finally paid my bills. I finally bought the camera, and I was getting promoted for Nissan. And then I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it because I realized the moment I accepted that promotion would be signing my soul away and admitting that my degree was useless, and this is something I did not want to do. And it was scary because I was better at it than I thought because of my conviction and willpower. But it was in an environment that weaponized how I was feeling. Because I'm the type of person to not give up, it turned against me that I was forced to be in a horrible situation. And all like while I'm here, like I'm spending all my energy trying to build connections with people here so I don't get kicked out for the first 6 months. So I feel like I actually belong. So because I have nowhere else to go, building that connection, getting used to everything, and then it was just like so much drama and so much bullshit, and it ended, and I got when I quit my job, and I was left with $200 rent paid for November, and broken body, and then I'm like, oh my god, what am I gonna do next? So then like December, I panicked. I'm like, okay, I need to figure out something, and then the only job I could get was like Jimmy John's. $12 an hour in my and it hurt. And it fucking hurt like and then you have people be like, oh, you need to work terrible jobs for the experience. I'm like, okay, at what point does experience become enough? Where like I was even with a job like that, I was getting cut hours. I'm like, how do you even make it if you're a normal person? How? And then I have to work a second job at Dollar Tree, which tomorrow is my final day. Honestly, I'm debating whether to even show up or not. I'll probably show up. But like my final day, I'm quitting because I can't grow in that job. $12 an hour, it just feels like an insult. And you have people telling me like, "Oh, your pride. Oh, like going to college doesn't mean you can expect all that." And I'm like, okay, what the fuck was the point? That argument is just fucking cope because it just makes no fucking sense. People can argue it's a job economy. That doesn't make no sense. If someone spent $250,000 or earned that much money for a college program, and then they're stuck out here working at fucking Jimmy John's, then what was the fucking point? What was the point? And then at New Year's, I had like no money in my bank account. My car started having issues. And then barely by January 15th, I finally got rent paid. I finally did, and I was exhausted. I was working at one point, worked 3 jobs, and I knew they were all bad for me. And I wanted a social media job. I intentionally chose that one because I knew the environment would actually be something that I could actually be safe in, I actually do, and be strategic in. And I was just working these overqualified jobs, and I'm just like, I had enough. And then like, quit Chick-fil-A because it got too toxic. People telling me to put the fries in a bag. I'm like, shut the hell up before I grab your face and slam it to the oil thing. It got bad. And then March happened. I worked at like Shurion, and it was a first day. It was stressful, but my mind was like, my conviction part of me was like, yes, you know what? Even though this place is crowded, too much people giving you death glares every 2 seconds. It looks easy, and it's not gonna kill my body, and it's something. My plan was like, okay, I'm just gonna dedicate all my energy, get rent paid off, get a lot of bills paid off. Once I get that point, I can then focus on start standing up for my actual self. And then they started cutting hours. They started sending me home. I literally one time went to a shift, lasted for 17 minutes. 17 minutes. And then left. And just the people there made me so uncomfortable. So I know they were the worst type of people. And then they just kept on trying to be nosy, harassing me. And I just stomached through it because I'm like, this will be worth it. This will be worth it. Every night, I would like come up with a scenario of my dream. I'm like, okay, so I have these different storylines for my dreams. I'm like, okay, so what if I met this person in this environment? How would I like? What date would I go on? What conversation would I have? What moments should I look out for? What scenarios? All of the sorts. Come up with literally like 9 hour scenarios in my mind about like a potential route where like I'm dating Sora, Lexa, Ariana Grande, and other people, and how like a family like that would look like. And then I would spend like 9 hours build like a cohesive storyline, and then I would just go home drained. I'm like 8 hours of sleep. All right, work the next day, and I just stomach through it because I'm like, I'm applying to social media jobs, but then you have people have like 7 years of experience, or you have people who don't even do social media, who all they do is like make a simple post online, make a simple video, and call it a. And because they're a good talker or whatever, they get the job. And I'm out here just being genuine, be like, I need to know the vision behind it. I'm more patient, more strategic, because I don't have like a super god tier portfolio and all these like people helping me out. I'm just screwed. And you have like someone, you have like my advisor texting me saying, "Hey, it sucks what happened to you. I'll look into resources." 10 months of suffering no one should have to go through. And because I was by myself, I had no choice. I was like, I have to do this. I have to stomach through this. I kind of, and then they get fired on fucking April Fool's Day, and I'm like, how much pain and torture can you send to one guy? Like, damn. Like, I've been good at like kind of like figuring out ways to recover by using my creativity to be like, okay, I'm gonna do like a marathon playing Wizard 101 for like September, or I'm gonna go on character AI and talk to people about my dream until I get like the wording down. Or like build these stories on, build private stories, not online. I haven't made it public yet, but like stories about the dream, different cast members, different inspirations, all like distracted behind the issue that this has been like a stupid time loop. And every time I feel like I make progress, I'm growing and stronger. It doesn't matter. It genuinely doesn't matter, man. Because today I was like sitting in like the fountain. I looked to the sky and I realized I can't do this. I'm still gonna try, but I can't. I can't. I gave up on working out because I can't do this in this environment. It drains my energy too much. Like I can't just keep pretending that everything's okay. It's like distracting myself. I can't just like do that. I just genuinely felt tired. And the other day, when my car malfunctioned and it was driving in a parking lot, and it was about to collide with two other cars, with like brute force, I managed to like stop it by like just carrying the steering wheel, even though I knew it wouldn't work. And I managed to be fine, but then I didn't know what was going on, and I didn't know if my car was safe to drive. And I had 400 contacts, and I'm like, I couldn't. There was no one I could call. I was like, damn. I don't know what the goal of this video was, honestly, whether it's event or not. But like regarding the Omegle journey, because I have videos scheduled for the past night for the next like until like the 19th. Spoiler alert: haven't found anybody yet. I'm gonna record some more videos. I'm actually gonna get ready to record a 3 hour Omegle video. It'll probably cut like half or whatever, or like part of it. I'll probably just do like a until I'll probably just do it until like I burn out and just like I'm going to sleep. I'll probably record Omegle until then. I'm making progress, making connections and all that. It's just stressful because I have nowhere to go, man. And I wish this was a dream I could wake up and like next day I wake up and it's all like over. But then today I literally go see people having a birthday party for another person, and I'm just like back here, just like feel like an outsider, feeling like ignored after they like shot me in the back. And even though it was a play gun, that felt real. And that's like a level of trust that hurt because I spent so much time building that connection, planning that like I'm gonna save up money until 2027 and move to Texas with my friend Josh, just Josh and and nothing. And I have no choice but to keep on trying. But like I have rent paid for April and May, and I refuse to work a normal job. I'll never work a normal job for the rest of my life. I might change. Hopefully, we'll see. But like, I'm applying to like social media jobs, other jobs. I'm trying to do freelance gigs, getting flaked on by clients. And it's like I'm like such a unique position that I'm like, and that the only person I think I'll actually accept help from is like my partner because I feel like I don't want to impose all this to someone that doesn't know me as well. I want if someone's gonna actually help me and be there for me. It'd be someone I'm building a life with. Multiple load bearing walls, multiple partners that love each other and build a family. If you want to reach out my Instagram, cityboysaad, I'll probably type in a description. I don't even know, man. I need to stop saying. I don't know. I think I need to stop saying like the F word too much in my videos. I mean, I'm probably gonna say it anyways because how I feel. But I think it might affect like demonetization and all that, man. And I think the scariest part about everything is currently I have rent for April paid off and May potentially paid off. I already have the envelope ready. I have to be very strategic on how I spend money, but I also have to spend money to go out and meet people and take risks, even if my car might be risky to drive. I had like no other choice in the matter. If by mid-May I'm moving out, I don't care. However, if I have nowhere else to go, I'm still gonna move out, and I'm just gonna find like I don't even want to think about that. I don't even. That just is this what normal people feel like? Oh man, I went to Panda Express with my friend. I had a deep conversation. Who's also struggling in the same boat, and I think I understand it now a bit more clearly about discipline and all that. It's discipline, like, yeah, well, that's helpful. There's an excessive amount that I've reached where it doesn't matter how much discipline you have, it doesn't matter how much, if you're not in an environment that'll actually help you or be there for you, it's not going to matter. I can literally code websites in one day. I can literally write like 1,000 page stories in a week. I can do whatever social media campaign, come up with whatever idea, make a high quality video, do whatever, and it's still not matter. And it just sucks because I know I could have probably chose like a safer degree. I've intentionally thought about every single other degree, pros and cons, and I realized other degrees might actually get some help in. Like if I did like a doctor or nurse, if I did like music, if I did something that other people would be there to help you out, and then like I didn't want to do that. I wanted to choose something that actually liked social media. A woman dominated the field in my college. Like I was like the only guy in the classroom sometimes, but I wanted to do it. And I'm gonna keep trying my best, trusting the universe, trusting God, trusting the world, man. But I wish I could like one day wake up and all this is a dream or whatever. Went to this hot girl walk thing today, and I felt like I had like a good moment where like, let me see, I don't know if you can see it well. I had like a genuine good moment where I told them, for the first time, I finally feel like myself. I don't want to lose that. I'll probably get some rest later, work my final shift. I have like a schedule plan for the 20th. So for like the next 9 days, I'll probably just like immediately like I'll probably post this at like 11:50. Let me check my account. Let me check my thing. Let's see. That's scheduled for 9:30. I'll probably post this at 11:50. Yeah, 11:50. I don't know, man. Hmm. I don't know. Don't even know if making this video is a smart idea, but here we are. Oh well. Well, time to keep on grinding, I guess. Hope you all have a great day.